Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and today we are going to be talking about TMDL view in Power BI Desktop. It's the feature that got released in the January version of Power BI Desktop, right? It's right here, TMDL scripting experience. For whatever reason, it's like all of a sudden there were all these posts coming from all different corners, and they were all using the exact same language. You're like, oh my God, TMDL view, it's a game changer. Oh, and they're like, oh, it's a game changing, it's game changer, it's game change. I mean, anytime you see that, that is manufactured hype, people. Okay, it's just talking points. Okay, it's just like when you see on like all the different networks, MSNBC and CNN and Fox or whatever it is, and you see these politicians get on there and they all use the exact same language to talk about something, you know, it's because somebody fed them talking points and they're just reading from the talking points. And that's why they all sound the same and say the exact same thing, right? So what's happened was Microsoft must have said, oh, you guys really need to MVPs. You guys, they sent out the communication. Oh, you guys really need to hype up the January TMDL, the game changing, blah, blah, blah. And they just fed them, the words to say. Okay. Well, so it got so bad that I actually had to go and look up. Well, maybe things are going to crash. Here we go. Game changer. I had to look at the definition of game changer. I'm like, am I crazy? Because to me, this TMDL view is just lame as hell, right? And everybody's saying it's game changing. It's like, have I forgotten what game changer means? Right? A newly introduced element or factor that changes an existing situation or activity in a significant way. I think that's the key phrase in the definition there is in a significant way. And if any of these people out there that are calling this a game-changing feature can explain to me, like with a detailed example, like explain it to me like I'm 12, right? How exactly does TMDL view change anything in a significant way? Because for me, I don't see it. Okay. And we'll go through it. Like I'll show it to you and we can go through it together. And maybe somebody, one of my audience or somebody can tell me, Greg, you're a moron. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and here's specifically why. But I just don't see it right now. Right. And so, and let's get into it. Like in the lies are crazy, right? Enhanced development efficiency with a rich code editor. That's a lot. Notepad has more features than TMDL View. Okay, I'm sorry, but it sucks. It's terrible. And if you're touting, right, this is your big tout for your rich code editor experience that it has search and replace and keyboard shortcuts. That those are what make it a super efficient, the greatest things ever, game-changing text editor, right? Then you're a moron. Okay, you have nothing. You have literally have nothing else to market, right? It's terrible. I mean, just the amount of lies and the marketing, stupidity around all of this is it's just tragically sad. All right. So anyway, so the very first reason why you know that this is not a game-changing feature is right here in this actual title, and it's preview. You got to be kidding me. You're talking about beta code, and you're saying, oh, this changes in a significant way how you're going to do your production processes and how you're going to work with your production semantic models, that you're going to use beta code that could basically munge your entire semantic model, right? Because it's beta code, there's going to be bugs, right? You're telling me that it's game changing, like you're going to take that risk to work with beta code on your production semantic models and change in a significant way how you interact with those semantic models using beta code. Like, you think Microsoft's going to support that? Like, you make a change and then you munges your semantic model and you can't recover it. That you're going to call up Microsoft and be like, hey, Microsoft, I use this preview feature and it munged my semantic model. Can you help me? You think Microsoft's going to be like, oh, yeah, sure, let's help. They're going to be like, are you a moron? Like, do you even have two brain cells to rub together? Right? What in the hell are you doing using beta code to modify your production semantic model? Like, how stupid are you exactly? Right? I don't even think it'd be fair to ask the question of whether you're even sentient at that point, right? That's how stupid you would have to be to use this. So how is it game changing, right? That you're going to use beta code to modify your production semantic models. Like, nobody's going to do that. You'd have to be a moron to do that. Okay, so that's the number one reason right off the bat why it's not game changing. It can't be game changing until it gets to GA, right? Maybe when it gets to GA, maybe it's game changing. I still don't see it. Somebody's still going to have to explain this to me, right? But I don't see that. Now, the other thing, as I kind of alluded to it, is the lies. It's just, it's just, let me show you how bad this is, right? Just let me show you how bad this is. Okay, so here I got, here I've got my TMDL view, right? And you go to, you have tables and you can go to model, and I can pull my semantic model over here, and okay, here we go. So great, all right. So format string, short date. Well, let's test this. Like S, no suggestions. H, no suggestions. O, no suggestions. R, no suggestions. T, D, A, T. Like, what's the use of this product? This is what you're calling a rich text editor experience. It doesn't even, it can't even figure out basic type ahead, right? How bad is this product? Right? It's bad. Okay. It's lame and it's bad. That's how bad this thing is. It sucks. Right? It's like, so, it doesn't even, I can't even tell me what I should put, what I can and cannot or should not put in here. Like I have long date, short date. What if I put in fat date? Right? So let's hit apply on fat date. And this is on my dates table, my date. So, yep, okay, so it did it. Now I've got a fat date. Look at that. So basically, you've just given like Power BI users like the nuclear button, right? Every one of them out there, like I want to nuke my semantic model. Bloop, easy button, blah. That's crazy that you would put this in the hands without any kind of safeguards at all, right? Around this product. Like it's just crazy to me. Now, I mean, I find it interesting. Like I find TMDL interesting, but that's because I've actually developed external tools for Power BI, and I've had to work with the object model, Tom, tabular object model, right? So I've had to some familiar. So it's kind of interesting to see it kind of laid out here for me. This would have been useful 6 years ago when I was developing MSHGQM and all that sort of stuff, or whatever that was. But it'd been interesting. It'd have been probably would have eased some things back then. But I mean, now we've got things like Tabular Editor, right, that do all of this sort of stuff, right? And and this is sucks in comparison to even Tabular Editor 2, which is the free version, right? And the doesn't have nearly the capabilities of Tabular Editor 3, right? And and so this is a rich text editing experience where I can just type whatever the hell I want in here. That's crazy to me, right? And all I've got is a find, a replace. I got a paste, cut, copy. This is a rich text editor experience right here, according to Microsoft, right? And this is how I know that Microsoft doesn't give a crap about Power BI desktop, and they don't give a crap about this feature. Is this right here, command palette? Like, who the hell? This just screams, you know what? We don't give a crap about this product enough to actually give it a proper ribbon. So we're just going to put this one single button here, command palette, and that's good enough because nobody's going to use this crap anyway. Well, yeah, because it's crap. It sucks. It's lame, right? So this is half of these commands don't even work, right? Half these commands don't even work. And if you doubt me, right, I will prove it to you, right? The command palette displays some commands that aren't currently supported. Yeah, most of them, when I've been able to tell, like half of them or more aren't supported by by this feature, this TMDL feature. It's terrible, right? It's just awful. The command palette, right? You're not supposed to go through every one of these and like scroll down until like or find, oh, what am I doing? Delete all left or whatever it is. Like this is an advanced text editor, really, Microsoft? Really? This is your advanced text editing. This is supposed to save me time. No, all I'm gonna do is be searching, like all my time is gonna be searching for like what the hell to go in and put in here so I can find the right command that I want. Versus just having a button and being able to select stuff and hit a button and say, boom, it's done. Right? No, no, this is advanced. This is an advanced text editor according to Microsoft. This command palette right here, right? It's not going to get better, right? It's not, right? Because we know that because DAX Query View is actually GA and it sucks just as bad, right? They added some comments, right? 3 comment things, and they still have this stupid command palette, right? Because nobody uses this junk, right? Because and Microsoft's not going to invest any time in it because they know nobody's going to use this junk, right? It's just here to check a box, or I don't know why the hell they're doing it, right? Again, I think in my last video, or one of my last videos, I was like, if you want to know the features that Microsoft's going to implement, it's going to be the ones that nobody gives a crap about, right? It's going to benefit like 1% of the user base out there, versus, if it's going to benefit everybody and make life easier, they're never going to implement that feature, right? Screams, TMDL view screams that exact thought process from Microsoft. It's yet another example of it, right? So command palette. This is an advanced text editor according to Microsoft. Like how much of a joke is that? Okay. So now here's the other thing about why this is not a game changer. It goes back to this thing being preview, right? There's no guarantee this goes to GA, people, right? And if it does, like, I mean, if I've got numerous examples or videos on this talking about preview features and preview features going to GA and all that sort of thing. And so if I go here, like we have like almost a page and a half now of preview features, right? If you go back to these things, probably the average length of time that these things have spent in preview are probably like 2 years now at this point, right? It's just sad, right? Nothing gets out of GA and nothing gets out of preview almost anymore at all, right? I mean, go back to the shape map visual. Drum roll, please. July 1st, 2016, right? We're rolling up on 9 years that this thing's been in preview, right? New shape map visual, right there it is. July 1st, 2016, right? And guess what, people? It's never going to get to GA. You know how I know that? Because you go out to the shape map visual page, and here you go. Azure Map Visuals is generally available, and you need to migrate to that because we're going to be phasing out all the older map visuals. So there's no guarantee the TMDL view even gets to GA. Okay, right? There's no guarantee of that. So you're going to change your practices of how you work with semantic model to adopt TMDL view when one, it's beta code, and two, it might never get to GA, and so you might never actually want to actually use it on anything production. Then there's the last thing, right? Here's the last thing that I'll cover on this is that I think the one SQL BI was like, oh, if we just had this 6 years ago, right, when calculation groups, right, were in the semantic model, then, you know, we had to wait 5 years for that to get into Power BI Desktop. With this feature, we wouldn't have to. There's no guarantee of that, people, right? Because you know how I know that? Right here, this bullet point right here. Not all modeling changes are supported, right? So there's no guarantee that even if Microsoft creates a new feature in the semantic model, right? They create a new feature in semantic model tomorrow, the TMDL view is even going to support changing that feature. There's no guarantee of that, right? You could still wait another 5 years until TMDL view, one, gets to GA, and then two, supports that feature. So these people are all crazy, right? These people are all, I don't know what they're smoking exactly. Well, okay, that's incorrect. I know exactly what they're smoking. They're smoking a skull bong, right? They're like, game changing. It's game changing. That's what they're smoking. Okay, people. They are all incorrect. They're wrong. They're basically off their rocker if they think that this crap, not even as good as Notepad text editor for TMDL is worth a damn at all, right? So that is all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.